So, I figured out how to do something really cool, and normally I keep this stuff more to myself until I finish the project, but I'm actually going to show how to do this because I want to see Civcraft kind of step up its content, and for people who are into 3D modeling, this is a great way to do it. So I found a software, it's called Mineman, and it allows you to export .schematics out as a .obj file, so things like Maya, 3ds Max, and Blender can read it, and by extension, basically any 3D software. So I did some tinkering around with it. It does have a size limit, so me attempting to export the entire Topaz City project is going to destroy my computer. So I'm just going to go ahead and export out the train station block here and see if this is able to work. And it's going to be my demo. So we're going to do much more practical size. Anyways, you right click, make your selection. I've got my depth set here, your height set here. It'll show you if you're missing anything down there. You can see it kind of twitched. Anyways, you don't want to export to schematic or for printing, you want to export for rendering. This makes it into a 3D model. I've got a couple of exports in here, but you want to make sure that you select it as an OBJ file because that's what most things read. A .vrml file, if you have a 3D printer, is how you actually get this thing to 3D print. So if you ever wanted to 3D print your dirt hut, now's your chance. So I prefer OBJ Absolute, gets everything, exports the textures out and everything. I'm going to go ahead. Name my file. Don't worry about all these boxes. If you get more comfortable with it, like filling air bubbles, things like that for 3D printing related options, then click it. But for just what we're doing, you don't have to click anything and it'll automatically do it. It'll create files and everything. So export that out. I tried to export the entirety of Topaz City, and although Blender was able to handle it, MMD, Make Me Dance, the software used for animations, was not. And the shitty graphics card I have on this computer is also not able to do it. So I'm going to render this scene null. I know it works, and it's already exported out, so it's all good. So this is just your standard Blender startup. Sure that's all set up. So from Blender, you want to go into File, Import, select wavefont.obj, navigate to where you keep it. I named my external hard drive Philip because it asked me to name it, and that was the first name that came to mind. It has nothing to do with anything, it's just a silly name. So I'm going to select the .obj. You see how it also has the .mtl file? That's what's going to allow it to export back out as textured. So I select my train station block and hit import OBJ. And it'll probably want to die here for a little bit. Yes, 6s, because it wants to not be alive anymore. Anyways, so there's our file. It's a little sideways, but it's still good. So I bet you're probably wondering where the hell all the textures are. The good news is they're right here. Translate. This thing is very different from what I'm used to. If I could get the lighting to actually cooperate, you can see that all of the textures and stuff are here. I'm just not very good at Blender. I had to start reinventing the wheel. I haven't used Blender in 8+ years. College, I used entirely 3ds Max, and even at work I'm not using Blender or anything like it. So, yeah, I had to reinvent the wheel. But anyways, yeah, all the textures are there. It's perfectly intact. So say you wanted to export this thing out to MMD, if you're like me. You want to go into your export options. If you're missing an export option, like if these aren't good enough for you, you can go into user preferences, go under add-ons, type in what you're looking for. Chances are that somebody has made an add-on that works for it. I've already got all the add-ons installed that I need, so I'm going to just go right into export. I'm going to save it as a DirectX file. I'm going to navigate back to where I'm actually storing things for MMD. User file, accessories. This thing is an abomination to look at. And I'm going to give it an appropriate name up here. Export to DirectX. Went ahead and did that. So this is MMD. Ignore the hideous green background. I was playing with green screen effects just to see if I could do it with the software as well. The answer is yes. Yes, you can. So I'm going to switch back to 0 frame and load in my accessory. So the texture doesn't actually load in from MD. It does, but it doesn't. In order to get the texture to load, I'm going to need to... Where did my file go? That's a good thing. Neat. I don't know why it's not working now. It was working a minute ago. I'll post screenshots. Yeah. So I'm gonna probably do some cool things using the software and be looking for it on the sub. It's gonna take me a little bit. I've got tomorrow off with nothing else really going on, so I'll be working on it then. I might stream me working on it, but I don't know if my computer can take that, and the stream quality would be garbage anyways. Yeah, so for you 3D modeling nerds out there, there it is. Software exists. It just got posted on the 30th of April this year, so this is a fairly new software. The thing we've all been waiting for in life. Mineman 3D models. Oh boy. Yeah, anyways, night all.